Grace, when you clap, you're on the air.
Welcome to Talking Peace with the Western New York Peace Center, recorded here at Think Twice Radio, the home of the future, by Richard Wicca. Thank you, Richard. And I'm your host, Vicki Ross. I'm the executive director at the Western New York Peace Center, and very excited to continue talking about our children and youth, and especially um, uh, programs that foster them with our special guests. So we'll be talking about PeaceJam, Confident Girl Mentoring Program, etc., with a wonderful group of nurturers and teachers and mothers and wonderful people. I'll just go around the circle. So first here is Jan Burns. Hi, Jan.
Hey, Vicki, thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you could join us. So Jan, is the now I had to correct myself because you've had a name changer too in your role. So as the focus on consequences is the program you direct at the Don't Tell Me Prevention Council of Erie County, right?
Wow, awesome. Yep,
Thank
you got it all right.
Yeah, so which is a long time partner, and that's where we'll be talking about some of that. And of course, Deidra, EmEl, it's never, I'm always glad that Deidra is oftentimes right there where I'm lucky enough to be, right where she is. So Deidre's our office manager and coordinator at the Western New York Peace Center, as well as just a wonderful community leader in her own right, with her own other groups that she's also connected with. Um, and also a PeaceJam facilitator, which I should have said that about you too, Jan. So welcome, Deidra.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, are you kidding? No, she's in charge of the office, so there are all of us at the Western New York Peace Center. So I was glad that she let me come today. But anyway, and last but not by any means the least, although I think maybe probably the youngest, is we say age before beauty, should I say? But anyway, no, Tiffany Lewis. Welcome, Tiffany.
Thank you so much for having me today. So excited to have this discussion on empowerment youth and everything else that we're going to talk about.
Oh, it'll be great. And it's great to have Tiffany because, of course, Tiffany, as the director of the Confident Girl Mentoring Program, you're doing all kinds of wonderful work with our young women, young women. And you're a mom yourself, right? In fact, all moms here, right? All moms here, except for me. I want to say I may think I'm a mom, but I'm not. So
you're a community mom, so yes, you are.
Well, thanks. I certainly love our children, and they're all of our children and youth. So
can I just say congratulations to Tiffany for your promotion?
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Tell us.
So I just been appointed to the board chair position at Erie County Commission on the Status of Women.
Oh, yes, right. Yes. That is wonderful. Erie County Commission on the Status of Women. So what is Karen King still over there?
Oh, absolutely. Karen King is the executive director. Yes, absolutely.
Right. And what is your role now there?
So board chair, just overseeing
board
the
chair,
committee.
Right, that's
and absolutely.
Right. So anyway, we could we'll have you back on again with our Gender Justice Task Force or something like that. Of course, you were involved in the Women's March that we could also talk about, and all of that will come in. But I wanted to start off talking about PeaceJam because PeaceJam is right here, and PeaceJam has been running a PeaceJam program. Well, since with us since 2008, and then you've still been going on, and we've been a little more sporadic, whereas you keep doing it right on through the summer and everything else, right?
Yeah. We've been doing PeaceJam at the Compass House Homeless Shelter for Youth, and someone just asked me last night. I had a new volunteer with me. And he said, have you been doing this for a while? And I said, we've been at the shelter for about 10 years now. So when you said 2008, that's wild. You know, it's been going on for a
Well,
while.
2008 is when we started PeaceJam Buffalo. I want to say PeaceJam Buffalo, no, PeaceJam Buffalo. It was a partnership between, well, especially Stop the Violence Coalition and the Western New York Peace Center. And so Carlonda and I were working on it, and then you offered us to come because we were at a school for a little bit, but the timing didn't work for them or something like that. And you offered us a home at St. Mary's School for the Deaf, where then ECPASA, now Prevention Council of Erie County, had the Strengthening Families program. So then we started doing that, and I think it was like a year later or something like that. Then you said, "Oh, you're interested in wanting to bring this to oh God, my brain,
Compass House.
Compass House." Now, is your microphone right there, or is it my hearing? I want to say
My microphone is right there, but there seems to be, sometimes there's an issue when I don't talk, that it sort of starts to dim, and then once I talk some more, it seems to pick it up.
well, we're going to have you keep talking. Talk plenty.
Okay.
So interrupt me, please. Yeah. But anyway, so Jan and I, so we did that with Carlonda, and that went right up until, I can't say for sure, but I think it was like 2014 might have been it. That seems about right, something like that. And then since then, we've done, time-limited peace jams. And of course, Deidra, you were involved in one of those. Or a few of those, I should say.
Yeah, I everything is fusing together.
Right. But anyway, maybe I should just say, starting off with Peace Jam, I like to say Peace Jam is just as simple as inspiration, education, and action. Right? That's what they tell them.
That's right.
So I don't know if you've checked out their website, and if you haven't, Tiffany, the actual Peace Jam Foundation was started with 13. You probably saw that 13 Nobel laureates, or 12, I think originally. Now 13 Nobel laureates who helped them and certainly worked with them over the curricula, and it's. They have different programs, and especially they have 4 or 5 different curricula for different age children or different children, youth in different situations. So they have a number of criteria, and they used to have more, I would say regional conferences. So that's another thing. When we did Peace Jam, we used to go to the regional conferences, which was a big production. So funding it, getting there. Then the kids would present their global call to action project. So that is a critical point. Even with or without the conference, it's part of that inspiration, education, and action. So do you want to talk here, Jan? Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the ways those 3 factors factor in to Peace Jam?
Well, I think when the youth are participating, first of all, they're doing some self-exploration through educating themselves about the Peace Prize laureates and looking at the different, things that are going on in the world that they want to change. The first one was education. What's the second one, Vicki, that you like to say?
Inspiration.
Okay, so the inspiration then, after they kind of educate themselves about themselves and about the Peace Prize laureates, they're inspired by the Peace Prize laureates and others their age. So going to a conference and hearing what other youth in the world and other youth around in their area are doing, can inspire them. And then their call to action is doing something that they're collaborating on together that really makes a difference in their community and their world. And I can remember some times where it was almost like birthing a child, where bringing the youth to that, education, that self-reflection, the exploration, then for them to come together to agree on what do they want to work on as a group, and then to bring it, full circle. It was pretty wild. It's wonderful process. And I think it is, when you talked before, Tiffany, about empowerment, that's that whole process, to have the youth explore themselves, learn all the wonderful wisdom and ideas and creativity that they hold, and then to bring it into some sort of fruition where they can see what they've done and be proud of what they've done and really make a change. And that was inspiring to me, for sure.
Right. Well, sometimes I say part of the inspiration is, from each other, as from, the ideals that we uphold, even from the peace agreement, what do we agree that we value and things like that. And for education, of course, lots of exercises and things. And I know you do a lot of that because it's harder to do a project, because I did that with you for years at Compass House. And then it was just, I think it was, as always, it was becoming the director was like, well, that's one thing that has to go, But anyway, so that inspiration, education, and action, I use those three a lot of times, and I think I might have used it for the Women's March, but I'll bet you that slogan, which is their slogan, the PeaceJam Foundation with their curricula, that's what they say, inspiration, education, and action, is I bet you, Tiffany, that you're using that with your Confident Girls Mentoring Program. Aren't you doing all those three things?
Absolutely. We not only educate, but we inspire, and we definitely make sure that there's some action behind the things that we do, whether, the kids are being involved in the community, if they're educating each other by being peer mentors to one another. So all that just ties in beautifully with Confident Girl Mentoring, and also with PeaceJam's mission too. It's like our missions combined, which is so great, because that's something that we would love to do when we're doing additional programming, is to make sure that we have an organization that matches the mission.
Right. No, it's going to be exciting. And so now, Deidra, I'd like you to, if you want to talk about, like, in some way, when you think about inspiration, education, and action in some of the PeaceJam work that we've done, what would you think of for some of the kids? What do you think that meant to some of the kids?
Well, I think
Is that too hard?
No. Well, I think that, today it takes work to want to be educated and to want to be inspired. You can tell a child to go and research something, and they may look up one Google site and say, okay, I found something, this is it. And then you teach them how to research, and they learn how to find facts and information, and learning how to do that on their own, and you guiding them, because the adults are supposed to be guides and facilitators to their to this process. I think it's a work on its own, but once they have it, they know how to gather that information for themselves the next time. So I think my experience has been, you have one site, go find more, give me 3 more, give me, 4 more, to help them dig, to teach them how to dig for facts and information. And then, they still don't know, okay, well, what do I do? What can I do as, a young person? And giving them more examples and information of current young people and individuals that are doing the work, I think is really important to share. So it opens up their world. It opens up, what's possible for them to do. So our experiences, for example, I think it last year or the year before, probably 2019 already, where we were at on Fillmore.
We did. I think we did it both years. I don't know which one you're thinking of.
Yeah. So at the CAO,
Rafi Green Center.
The Rafi Green Center, we had the young people wanted to do something for animals.
Right.
And they had to find out what the issue, what are some of the issues dealing with stray animals? And they wanted to stand up for no-kill shelters, encourage, more people to support no-kill shelters. And, how do they, put that ideal across? So they created a video, they created artwork, beautiful artwork.
Right.
And we put that up on Facebook and shared that. And it was, it taught them teamwork. It taught them at the same time the uniqueness of individuality. And it was fun. So I think it was a learning process for all of us.
Absolutely.
And how to be a team and how to do things in solidarity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're making me think of one of the things. Now, another thing. Well, first of all, I didn't even say that I don't think I said that we're starting up PeaceJam again on February 25th. So that's a Thursday, and it'll be 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Zoom. That's the way we're doing it right now. And people can, in their family cluster or their pod or whatever the people are calling it, sort of in your group, you could do it as a group to be with us and share PeaceJam. So we want people to register just so we know who's going to be there, and we are going to try to supply people with some limited. It'll be pretty limited, but some art materials and things like that we can use, or just whatever the Global Call to Action project is really calling for as well. And it makes me think of the other thing you were making me think of is, they say that PeaceJam is youth-led, adult-assisted, and so our experience of that is like it's a balancing act. So in some ways it's youth-led, but it's a certain amount of, like you said, guiding or suggesting, or sometimes they want you to say, here, how many times have we had to say, well, could use this this could be a global call to action project, or this could be a global call to action. And then they start to hone things down, or what, go through the whole process of what do you like to do? What are you interested in doing? And what do you want to learn how to do?
I think it's so important too. Something that Deidra said was allowing youth to have a voice, basically. Absolutely. And that's what we want to keep at the forefront, is making sure that youth are able to say what they want, and express it and put that also into action too. And Confident Girl Mentoring is so happy to be a part of this session of PeaceJam, because, we definitely encourage you to make sure that they are using their voice, especially at a time such as this. So.
Well, and actually, that's why I said it's a balancing act, because, we don't want to direct it any more than we need to, but we also don't want them to, sometimes, like, for example, so Confident Girl Mentoring Program, I think you both would. I don't think you made it to the Women's March. So Confident Girl Mentoring Program. So I invited Tiffany. Could Confident Girl Mentoring Program do something short? It could have been it was so good. It should have been like a long thing. But anyway, do something short for the Women's March. And so we talked about, well, like, what are the parameters, like, in terms of, and what's going on at the Women's March. And then between that, we put it together a little bit of what it might be. Well, first of all, that it would be a video thing, and then talked about sort of ways of doing it in the COVID. And then now, so tell us about your process when you came back with that request.
So, okay, so as you know, if Vicky calls, you answer, right? Because if you don't answer, she's gonna call again, right? Until you.
No, well, that part is true.
So first of all, there's no telling Vicky no. So and then
no, there is telling me no. No, I've.
I mean, yeah, but who wants to really listen? Who really wants to tell Vicky no? Because there's aftermath to that, right?
Well, you miss your great opportunity.
Yes. And so when Vicki called, we were like, yeah, because in past, we've always supported the Western New York Women's March.
Yes,
my granddaughter, Nasiah, a couple of years back, she was able to be a speaker at the age of 6.
Right.
So just, providing that opportunity for youth. And then the following year, we had that ice storm.
Yes.
Or the storm.
Right.
But this year, we say yes. Of course, because we want to make sure that the youth are showcased. And she goes, Tiffany, hey, I need you to do something 1 to 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, Vicki, on what? Doing what? What it's going to look like? Do poetry, do whatever. I just give you do whatever you want to do, because you're a co-sponsor, so sure. And so, we got a group of girls together that were already enrolled in our organization, and they did an amazing poetry piece, just talking about the 5, Deidra, the 5, I want to say pillars.
The antidotes to the 5 evils.
Right.
So the universal solidarity, peacemaking, cooperative economics, in sustainability and reverence for life.
Reverence for life, yes.
Yes.
And so each girl had a piece of the 5 and just really put it together. It ended up about 1.5 minutes, but it literally took about 8 to 10 hours to put together.
It was the best. I want to say it was a great. First of all, we got rave reviews on the Women's March, but the ravest reviews of all went to Confident Girl Mentoring Program, and I felt like, darn, I should have told you to make it a lot longer. Anyway,
but being respectful, whatever she says, that's what I'm gonna do.
Of your time, no. Well, anyway, anyway, it was just a whole of a piece. So,
Beautiful.
It was beautifully done. And also we would have taken even longer. So we don't want to do that too. So anyway, being respectful of people's time and all. Right.
Yeah, but I just want to again thank you guys for the opportunity, and Deidra, thank you for uploading that the Dropbox and all the behind the scenes work. So it was amazing, and every year, Vicki, yes, Confident Girl Mentoring will be a co-sponsor of the Western New York Women's March. So
well, we love it. We love it. And the thing is, this is the thing about the voice. Well, I keep thinking of Cornell saying this. Lift every voice, not an echo, that people have their individual voice, lift every voice. And so it's that teaching and helping and encouraging the children and youth. And this is, this group is going to be 11 and up, but at any age, to raise up their voices, to feel that confidence and to experiment with things and to try something new, and to feel that what they do, their video or their artwork or their whatever their spoken word, their whatever they're sharing, and do people want to see it? That's usually for so many of us. That's the favorite part. What was it? I was just reading where somebody said, the joy. People feel a joy with children and youth. Because it just reminds us of that reverence for life, that fresh life. It's
those child eyes,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think too, one of the things that's important in all the work that everyone is doing, I think young adults are in a sticky space.
Right.
They're not really, they're not given the authority and, to make changes. They have to navigate in an adult world. And, there's that balance between your voice, how to do it in a way that's going to be heard, and not have them just kind of sink back and, kind of follow authority and follow the rules without questioning. But when you question, then you can be marked as, a troublemaker, or you're making waves, or you're disrespectful. So kind of that balance, having them explore that, and then, being those, holding them up, I can't think of the word I want to use, when you're promoting them, you're empowering them, you're giving them that, kind of support and say, go ahead, yes, do it.
Right.
That so often it's in conflict, it's a sticky time for them.
Well, when I think of some of the global call to action projects that the youth did, and that was a group of when did we say, like 14 and up? I think it was when we did the PeaceJam on site at St. Mary's. They did so many great projects. I mean, one year it was amplifying the Afghan youth peace volunteers message, and that we went to the conference and they were so inspired, and they connected with the kids in Afghanistan, which we had done, right? And that was why they had it as their project. And the conference was so inspired that they went and got the blue scarves for the Blue Scarf Movement to promote that there's one blue sky above us and that they wanted peace under it. So that was one. And then they did a play. That was the same year they did a play that we videotaped of, about what's going on in Afghanistan, what it's like to be a youth in Afghanistan, which we're still in touch with them. And, they're still a functioning group, actually, the Afghan Peace Volunteers. Although they changed their name. They took youth out of it because they said, well, we're older now. Well, of course, some of the older ones now, they've all gone, they're wherever they are. And some of the older ones are teaching younger ones, but they have a street kids school. And, there's so many wonderful things. This is a perfect example. And that's what we wanted them to become, a PeaceJam group, because they were definitely doing that work in such a major way. In a really major way. Or then when they did some spoken word with some what do you call it, drilling. They did some drilling and spoken word, why hate you, hating, why hate me when it's just like hating you, right? Different things. They just so this is it unleashes that creativity and that that knowledge that, you can make a difference. You can make your voice heard. And we need to make our voices heard. But as you said, Jan, in that kind of a balanced way of knowing when and how and, or at least decide, looking at the whole picture when you're deciding when and how.
I know at the shelter it's just a little different because we can't do a project because the residents are transient.
Right.
But then it is more that inspiration for each other.
Right.
That what can they do in the space they're in? What can they do when they go back home or to the next space that they're going to inhabit? How can they make change? How can they make change within themselves and then carry it forward? So I think, youth, I think just are amazing. And they inspire me all the time.
Absolutely. Well, those young hearts, that's when, I think about actually Camp Peace Prince, is really not very different programmatically in a way from, it's not a PeaceJam model, but it's the same process, the same sorts of things that kids need and what we need, which is, a little bit of, sharing things that might inspire them. It's helping them to feel inspired themselves, by themselves, on their own, about themselves, about their opportunities and about, the things that they might be learning or sharing. And also that stretching out to try to do something, to be, to realize that, we all can do some things that are going to help each other and help our communities.
Right. And I actually love what Jan said about just this time right now is a critical time, right?
Yes.
One thing about Confident Girl Mentoring is that we continue to keep the kids connected.
Sure.
Right, because they need some sense of connectivity.
Absolutely.
So during our COVID season, we never stopped. Actually, we've gotten a lot busier because kids and parents were reaching out, hey, there isn't much to do. So we created several different virtual programs that will help to keep kids connected and also deal with the traumas that was associated with COVID, disengagement from parents and teachers. And I mean, I agree with you so much, Jan, that it's so important now just to make sure that our kids are connected, not just to something, but to quality programming like PeaceJams. So this is an exciting time right now for youth ages 11 and up, right? Am I right on the age? 11?
Yeah, 11 and up. Yep, 11 and up. And then if they're like 15, 16 or older, they could be youth assistants. And we do have interns also who are going to be participating, who are college students.
Right. So, I mean, I'm so excited about just this initiative as a whole. So, it's it's so important. Like, we have to make sure our kids are involved in quality programming, because it's not just going to change now, it's really going to change the trajectory of their future as well. So it's so vital right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and actually, Deidra, I know you know that right now because you have lots of kids that you're helping and dealing with, to help them, stay connected, feel connected, and still get that and have that inspiration. Actually, inspiration, education, and action is a great model for schooling as well.
Exactly. I think all types of education, especially with whether you're in, I know you had you dealt with education as a whole at the first hour, and as a homeschooler, I've been a homeschooler, private schooler, charter schooler.
Yeah, we missed you on that show, but anyway, 1 hour is enough.
So just looking at the, whatever type of education it is, that you want your child to want to learn, to be inspired, to be active in their community, and to want to be a help to the world, Right. And you look for that in everything that you can find. And whether you pull, mentors off, from programs, or you say, hey, you're a good guy, can you come and, hang out with my son?
Right.
So you're trying to find those diamonds, in the, that's hidden jewels in the community that you want to connect your children to, because they're not always just out there. So you do have to search for them. And programs like this give our children an opportunity to find each other. Those hidden jewels, come out, and they find one another, and they can build community. Right. They build, solidarity. And that's so important. I always tell my son that it's about the quality of the people, not the quantity, of the people.
Right.
So if it's just one great friend, that's all you need. Not 5. Yeah. Okay, maybe, it's okay to hang out with them sometimes, So it's important to have that, and having programs like this, they can find each other.
Right. Well, it's going to be every week, Thursday, 4 to 5, every week starting with the 25th, although we'll be off that week of March 8th, which is when the Buffalo Public Schools are closed. But it's going to be an excellent time for kids to, we'll develop some ritual a little bit, or, a routine for them, and some a peace agreement, of course. And, and they'll have their opportunities to share and decide and everything else. That's one of the things. So there's that whole process of, like, back to the Global Call to Action Project, back to what are the issues that we think are most important in our community? What are the issues that we, the group, want to deal with? And also so part of that wonderful exercise is them sort of, through discussion and exercise, hashing it out amongst themselves and finding that way of what does it mean to collaborate, You know,
Mm-hmm.
how do you decide together when it's your decision as the youth, which it is, right? Or when, you know, there's a constraint. So the Global Call to Action Project, what can it be that we can do and what can we do? So figuring out what that might mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great learning experience in all kinds of ways, and you know the curriculums our curricula are strong, are excellent, and you know other people can buy them. By the way, if you're hearing about this and you live in it, well, first of all, with Zoom, anybody can come from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. You could live in Arizona and come ahead, you know, but but people can join PeaceJam and have a PeaceJam group. Start up your own PeaceJam group, or make your group into a PeaceJam group.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you know something that they encourage, and they have different projects too that that different groups and different individuals can plug into. Like I think it's 1,000,000,000 acts of kindness or something that they have. That you know, you don't have to be part of a PeaceJam group to do an act of kindness, right? So and it's a worldwide phenomenon, the PeaceJam. So the Nobel laureates, they're just the you know, I mean Desmond Tutu, Dalai Lama, you know,
Yeah.
and actually that was one of the big things about the conferences because we did meet quite a few Nobel laureates that way, but they're not doing that quite as much, and certainly in the COVID, that's just so we'll just see. We'll just see what it means. But it's an exciting opportunity, and back to being part of something bigger than yourself, too. So we do have a so people could always check out the PeaceJam, PeaceJam.org, but people can also check out our PeaceJam page for Facebook. We have a PeaceJam Buffalo Facebook page, and you know that I only put that up when the kids asked us to. Do you remember, Jan? That was how I first got on Facebook because they said, you know, you have to do this, you know, getting on Facebook. So we've mostly left it to be inhabited by the children who and youth who are ready to really take it over. So it's been languishing there, waiting for the new PeaceJam group and for Confident Girls mentoring program to use that page and make it their own. So that's what will happen. That's one of the things too, if they want to.
I have a couple of questions. How would people then, you know, come to get onto or be part of PeaceJam and or Confident Girl mentoring?
Well, so for PeaceJam, it's going to be that there'll be a link to register, and you know, so there'll be a form to fill out. Here, why don't I let you take this piece if you want to, Deidra?
Yeah, we'll have a form to fill out on our website, WNYPC.org. And also, we'll probably send out, you know, a general email to, you know, parents from past Peace Jams and Peace Prince camps, along with other groups that we may know of that may want to participate. So again, if you are a group out there that you have a few kids that you want, you know, to do for, you know, hang out for an hour and work together, just let us know and we can put your whole group on. But we do say probably on the form we'll have how many kids are participating so we can make sure that there's enough materials for each child. So that would be very important, even if you have a group. So we'll have a form on our website.
And we might have some drop-off places where people can go to pick up those materials. So now I had a question for you too. So in concert with Jan's question, and also, are you all physically getting together for one? And also, how can people connect up with Confident Girls Mentoring Program? So both of those things.
So in respects to PeaceJam, again, Deidra mentioned that there will be a link. We'll also have that same link on our website too.
Oh, good.
So all of the information can be distributed both ways.
Sure.
Also too, if anyone wants to sign up for Confident Girl Mentoring, we just finished our first 12-week segment. we'll be starting back up during our winter. We're going to be doing some things with STEM as well. We just formed another STEM mentoring component. And then the PeaceJam's piece too. So it's a lot going on right now, but again, it's all about the youth and the community and connecting them up with positive resources. So Deidra, you and I can link up, and so we can be on the same page with how kids can register, put a flyer out, get the communication all set, so we're all on the same page that way, and work out any kinks. So
definitely, yeah. We already have an intern working on a flyer as we speak.
I was going to say. Yes. So it's really, it makes me think of, really what always happened. And in fact, I want to say that, that wasn't the way I met you, Deidra. I was going to say I met you at Camp Peace Prince, but I would be wrong. I met you at Maxine's with Latin American Solidarity Committee.
The very first
I think that was the very first time I gave you a flyer for Camp Peace Prince, and then you started coming and helping, and we were like, whoa, well, wouldn't we like to have you helping us, But anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that. Yeah, but you were just what we needed for, which of course Jan has always helped with camp also, and this year as well. And this year as well is different.
And I guess I would just, if I could just do a little plug for us.
Sure. Yes.
As I said, we're at the Prevention Council of Erie County. Used to be at CASA, and we have a new agency name and a new website. So I'll ask if we can put this information up there as well, so that we're always collecting resources for the community for families.
Right.
So we can put the Confident Girl Mentoring and the PeaceJam links on there. We are having a family night on, it's a Zoom family night on February 24th.
Wow.
So I'll get some information to you guys, and the same thing,
Sure.
Everyone's welcome, families, children, groups, whatever. And it'll be a positive night for families to come and see other families in the community through Zoom. And if anyone ever needs any information, the Prevention Council is there. A lot of information about drug and alcohol and substances, but the idea of preventing negative things from happening. So different programs that are there, a lot of mindful awareness skills that we're building now and starting some community groups with that. Zoom for young people. So, lots of resources, and especially if we work together, how cool is that?
That is so cool. So we'll definitely we'll definitely put that on our website also. So you send us that information too. So it really is exciting, and it really is, it's so needed. Actually, one of the things that we were just talking about in the previous hour was, again, what we've just touched on here. What a crazy and difficult time it is for people. So it just becomes so important to find these different ways of connecting. And it does allow us to do things that we couldn't do before. Because, for example, some of the kids, I don't think you're doing as much in Niagara Falls as you were, or are you, Tiffany?
Oh, yeah. I still do things in Niagara Falls as well, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and it doesn't matter the weather, doesn't matter, if you have a ride, people can still come. And it makes me think of when we did camp this year, and this is what I was talking about. When we did camp, it's like, well, where are we going for the field trip? And I was like, well, I know we have to go to Kenya. We have to go far. We have to go. We went to Machu Picchu. We went to Kenya, Afghanistan, India, and Nepal.
Wow.
So this year, Camp Peace Prince, which will be, I haven't looked at the dates yet, but it'll be in this, I think it's like the 13th or 14th, that middle, last 2 weeks of, this time it's just I'd have to look at the actual, it's the 13th or 14th, and then for 2 weeks, but it's going to be. Of July, thank you, of July. But it's going to be a Camp Peace Prince Explores the World. So, I mean, it's just, So we do have that opportunity. So it doesn't matter where people live, or even if they're visiting somebody or anything, they can still, come. And it's just a way of really connecting with other people and with kids their age, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
yeah. So, and we will have, people in whatever kind of cluster. So I know the Rafi Green Center, they want to do one again. They miss us. They've said that they miss having us. They left I bet you our artwork, the kids' artwork is still up there. I
Oh
would
my
bet you
God.
that it is. I wonder if it is. The last time I was there, it was, but it may be that by now it's not. Maybe it was, they were afraid it was in COVID or something. But
Oh my
anyway,
gosh. Okay.
but anyway, so they're going to have a little group, and we will have that'll probably be one of the places where people can pick up some of the supplies, because I know they're open, they're very regularly open, and we have limited office hours, but we're open, so we can also have people
Mhm.
doing that. And actually, that's something I want to invite people to do that we've been inviting people to do, is if you have art supplies that you'd like to donate for camp, not for Peace Jam, is that people could, why don't you tell them, Deidra?
You can come on over.
Yeah.
Sorry. You can come call us at 716-332-3904. Let us know that you have a donation that you would like to drop off. We are there Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 2 to 4. So, yeah, it's better to call first because they don't let anyone in, because of COVID restrictions. But if I
Right.
know that you're coming, I can meet you at the door.
Right.
You
And
just don't leave a voicemail.
you said don't leave a voicemail.
We're there now.
It was a little joke.
Well,
It was
that's-
a little joke.
No, I get the joke. Believe me, I do. I would be the one to get that joke. But anyway, otherwise, just go to WNYPC.org. You'll see what our office hours are, and you'll see
Right.
lots of info. You can call me. That's another thing you can always
Right.
do. So my phone number is on there too. So anyway, we are getting towards the end of this. We have a little time left, but I think, I know I'm excited about starting Peace Jam up again. And I'm sorry that we can't do it in person. And I know we were excited about doing it. We know we'll do nine sessions for sure, and we could continue after that, and we'll see, but certainly those 9 sessions. So really, kids can come from anywhere, and 11 and up, and it should be such a good time. So.
Yeah, and it's free, right?
Oh,
Free.
yes, it's free. The best things in life are free.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, it is free. It's something that we love to do. So
How many young ladies are in the mentoring program right now?
We have right now over 50 on the roster.
wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was our first session. So we are expanding.
Great.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. So
Wonderful. So now, you never get asked about having boys there, do you?
yeah, we do
I bet you
actually.
do.
So we have been looking at some options to service the male population as well.
Right.
And also, just so if you guys are going to our website, it is confidentgirlmentoring.org.
Right.
So that's one piece. And then you can also contact me or Carlonda at support@confidentgirlmentoring.com.
And of course, I need to mention that which I did mention before, but Carlonda, as somebody who, when we first talked about Peace Jam, I said, and I found out that Carlonda was associated with you. I was like, just ask Carlonda; she'll tell you all about it. All about it. So
I have been. So I'm like, Carlonda, call Vicky. Just get it together.
Right. Well, we'll talk some more, and we'll do some more joint planning, and it's exciting to be restarting it. So I just want to, encourage people to check it out, and and think about if you might have a cluster of, if your family or if there are kids that your children, right? If there's a neighbor or, what do they say? Chosen family, this kind of family pod, you could do your own session there together with us virtually. So it's going to be exciting. So anyway, so why don't we just let everybody go around and just anything you want to sort of maybe what the part you're looking forward to the most about it. So, wait, before we do, I wanted to say, Jan, also what you didn't say is that with the focus on consequences is also a service for some of the, what age does it start?
It starts at age 14. We've seen kids as young as 12, but it's a one-on-one brief intervention. If there's youth who, maybe experimenting with substances, maybe have some risk of use, or parents are concerned that they might be using, or they are using, and maybe the youth themselves are having some difficulty and are questioning their use, they can give us a call. There's online on our new website, there's a referral form to fill out, and it is free as well. We would meet with them twice, where it's a pretty in-depth, confidential conversation where they really explore their choices, look at what's really important to them, and if the choices they're making are interfering with those things that are important. That's really how the conversation goes. Very strength driven. We use motivational interviewing skills to really create a safe space, a safe environment for that conversation. And we serve youth from 14 up to 21. So that's available as well. And anybody can make referrals. The kids can refer themselves, or a parent or anyone who notices some issues can refer. So yeah, thanks for that, Vicki.
No, sure. Yeah. No, because I know you do wonderful work, Jan, always of
Thank
all
you.
kinds besides the artwork.
We also are starting, we did a group called Let's Connect, which is also for young adults like 18 to 24-ish age, where, just kind of building some skills around dealing with life's challenges, using mindful awareness skills. And we went to Zoom, and we're going to resume again in person at the drop-in center on Main Street at the Compass House Resource Center. And that'll be on Tuesday evenings, probably around 6 o'clock, but I can get you some information about that as well.
That's
and
good.
we're hoping to go to some other sites to do that also. Good.
So much good work going on. I really appreciate, you always do. And I just think, it's going to be very exciting. Our new startup PeaceJam group, so people can spread the word. Just have a look at WNYPC.org. And I want to, so any final thoughts that people want to share just before we Zoom off? Or we're off Zoom?
Think we're zoomed out.
Yeah, people are a little zoomed out, yeah. Well, it makes me think of Cornell singing Zoom, 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 but Commodores.
Listen, and then he said, but you got to keep it funky.
Right. Oh, well, we'll keep it a little funky. And we'll keep it a little funky at PeaceJam. That's our still challenge. We'll do some music, too. We'll do music. We'll do art. We'll do mindfulness. We'll do all kinds of things, and we'll definitely do inspiration, education, and action. So what you're looking forward to, just one aspect.
Looking forward to just an amazing time where kids can just express themselves and utilizing their voice and staying connected.
Great. Deidra?
I'm looking forward to the active part of PeaceJam, when we all get up and move, and move a little bit, and just have a good time and not, just stare too long at the screen.
Well, we might.
I'm all about that.
And Jan, so I think we might put you on the spot on some kind of thing if you want to join us for PeaceJam.
I'd be glad to. I'm excited that it's continuing and branching out. And, the idea when you say, you started back in 2008, it's almost like a next generation now. So I'm excited that the legacy continues.
We're going to get some of those old. We'll get, I think, Lucretia. We'll ask Lucretia.
Some of the,
Darlonda. Ask Carlonda's kids or some of the old Peace Jammers. They can help us too. Anyway, so we're one big family together. So I want to say I appreciate you all. We're going to have a wonderful time in Peace Jam. And in the meanwhile, this is Talking Peace, and we have been talking peace in truth and love. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
to meet you, Tiffany. Good to see you, Deidra.
It's good to see you. And Jan, if you, I know you say you do a lot of mindfulness too. That's an area that I really focus in as well. So if you ever need someone to do a workshop, I'm just call me, let me know.
Well, we also do, and we also do.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad the more people are doing mindfulness, the better we're going to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, we have sort of a team that we've started with, and we're looking to spread out and, to invite more people to kind of be guest speakers and to do some other stuff and to start some more groups. So, yeah, that's very cool.